Getting a really slight little nibble on this rod here. Got him! Finally! Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Rightio, now I'm using two rods. Both with a paternoster rig, with a small hook and a bunch of worms. Now I haven't filmed an introduction. I might go a bit further than that. I haven't filmed an introduction, let me tell you why. Because lately all I seem to be doing is going out the bush to go fishing and filming introductions, and that's it. Then I catch no fish and no one sees the introduction. So I haven't wasted my time filming an intro. I've just come down to the water, baited my lines and cast them in. This is a quick message on forgiveness and being a bit understanding. I've come down here. Some dirty bastards left their empty tin of corn on the bank. Now, I'm the first person to complain when people leave their rubbish laying around, but guess what? This is mine. When I left here a couple of weeks ago after my last fishless trip, I accidentally left this on the bank, and I never even realised I left it here until I just got here now and saw it sitting there. That is actually, I left my rubbish in there. I'm the first person to complain about people leaving their rubbish around and call them names, and I've just gone and done it. So maybe, if it's just one item, we can say that perhaps they forgot. If it's all their household rubbish, well then we can call them wankers. Huh. Shit, a real big bite. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that? I just had a really big bite on this rod. This is my 4th time fishing at this spot in probably the last 5 to 6 weeks, and I've never caught anything. That was definitely a really good fish bite. Getting a really slight little nibble on this rod here. Got him! Finally! I've fished at this spot. This is the 4th time I've been to this spot. Every time I've come here, I've caught nothing. And I keep thinking, there's got to be something here. Even if it's just carp, there has to be something here. And now this time, in the first 5 minutes, I've had a real nice bite on that rod, and I've hooked an absolute horse of a fish on this rod. I kid you not, this is my 4th time fishing in this waterway in probably the last month. But I keep coming back because I like the spot. I just really like this spot. This is going to be a massive, great big carp. I haven't seen it yet, but just by the way it bit, if it's not a big carp, it's a big something. Check it out. I kid you not, in the last 3 trips here, I've probably spent a total of 10 hours fishing here. 3.5 hours each time, and nothing. A couple of really small nibbles right on dark. And then today I've been here not even 5 minutes, and I've had a really good bite on that rod, and now I've hooked a monster. I keep coming back. People say to me, how do you know when there's fish in a certain spot? You don't. You just got to try. You just got to try and keep trying. In this case, it was my instincts told me there's something, it's a good spot. So I kept trying. Now this carp, if presuming it's a carp, which I think it is, has wrapped me around that bit of rubbish out there. No, he's free again. This is a huge, big scaled whale. And I'm bringing him in on 4-pound line. And I don't think I've got a tape measure with me to measure him. I've been doing the whole measuring thing really well lately, and this time I don't think I bought a tape measure. So I might have to rely solely on the iometer. I'll use the drag a little bit, I'll loosen it a bit. Combination of drag and anti-reverse. That's too much drag. There we go. As many of you know, I love using the anti-reverse. But sometimes it's good to use a bit of drag too. I normally just put my finger on the drag like that if it's pulling too much. I've got to just keep looking down at this other line because it had a really nice bite the moment I got here. You know what, I've just been fishing at a spot only about 20 kilometres from here, and I sat there for a bit over 3 hours, never had a bite. I don't even know whether it's overly huge or whether it's just got a lot of oomph. It's certainly got a lot of oomph, that much I do know. Might be a bit of both. Might be huge and have a lot of oomph. There we go. The last 3 times I've been here, I keep thinking, I wonder if perhaps this dried up last summer, and that's why there's Doesn't appear to be any fish here. If that tree wasn't there, I could walk down there, but that tree's going to get in the way, and I can't reach around it. I can see my worms half up the line. I can confirm it definitely is a carp. At this stage it looks to be in the mid 60 centimetre range. When I first bought these Piscafun reels, the Honor XT and this one I bought this one and the other one was sponsored. When I first got them, people went, oh, cheap garbage. But I reckon this is a great reel. This is the Viper 2. Not as smooth as the Honor XT, which is the red one. That's a smoother reel. This one casts a bit further than that one, and that one's a bit smoother. But they both perform really well. 4 pound line. I've probably got a 10 pound fish on here. Just constantly monitoring this other rod while I wear out this scaled whale. Oh, he's hooked in the top fin. Like, sometimes the line, it seems to happen more when you use a paternoster rig than anything. The line will get sort of tangled in that top fin, which is done here, which always makes him feel bigger as well. In saying that, he is still a pretty big fish. I think it's snagged up in all that stuff. Right, I'll work it out. I'll try and beach him here, I reckon. It might be a bit hard with all that weed. Actually, I need to, maybe I can bring him up here next to me fork-shaped stick. Geez, a fat carp. He's only hooked in the top lip with the tiniest little hook too. Right. Come on, big fella. And you are a big fella. This is where I've got to be really careful because I'm not on a smooth bank like I'd like to be. Very gold in colour, this carp. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come to Robbie. Come to Robbie fishing. Got him. Ugh. That is big and fat. And I suspect it's full of eggs. I'm going to get a quick photo and then I'm going to have a quick look in my car and see if I've got a tape measure. But in the meantime, look at that. Oh, it's got to be over 60. Quick photo, then look for a tape measure. Fat! My God. Right, I've got no tape measure. So what I'm going to do is compare it next to this saw. That's about there. It's almost the exact same length of the saw. Look at that. There wouldn't be any more than probably a centimetre. I reckon I could go a little bit that way. I'm going to measure that saw and add about 1 centimetre. The length of that plus 1 centimetre, and I'll measure it when I get home and I'll put the length on the screen. But look at how fat that is. That is an absolute spawner. Mate, I'm glad I've taken you out of the system. You beauty. What a fatty. It's got to be the fattest carp I've ever seen. Well, didn't that escalate quickly? The plan was I'd cast my lines in and tell you that I didn't worry about filming an introduction, and then I would sit down here and tell you why I didn't film an introduction and say because I'm sick of filming introductions because lately I've been fishing a lot. I filmed a great introduction and then I never use it because I don't catch any fish. So because I didn't get it till late, about 3:30, 3:45, I thought I'll just get the line straight in. I won't waste any time with an introduction because I probably won't need it anyway. And then bang, possibly the fattest carp I've ever seen in my life came along and took the lightest line that I'm using. That fish, I've measured it against here. Now I reckon that's probably around, maybe a bit under 60 centimetres. I reckon it's got to be around 60, somewhere between 58 and 62 I reckon. But it was fat, it was so fat, it must have been 10 pound. It was enormously fat, grossly fat, probably full of eggs, and it's now in the hurt locker down the bank a little bit. But anyway, this is the 4th time I've fished here. I haven't had anything. I haven't had a single bite. Now, I had a couple of nibbles on this rod late one night that I thought may have been from little minnows or tadpoles or something. It was just enough to make the line move, not even a proper bite. Other than that, there's been nothing. but I keep coming back. And why is that? It's because I like the look of the place. I think it looks very fishy. I was starting to wonder whether perhaps it might look good, but maybe it dries up in summer, and that's why I haven't even had any carp bites. But that big fat mud marlin just put that theory to bed. So I'm suggesting the fishing has just been really quiet because the water's probably been too cold because it's the middle of winter. So I like the place. My instincts keep telling me to keep trying because it's a cool spot. So I followed my instincts, and that fish tells me now that it has used permanent water and that it's worth fishing again. And I suspect that when the weather warms up, this might be a nice little fishing spot. I still do wonder whether there's anything else in here though. I know there's carp here, but are there any redfin or are there any yellow belly? I know this little gully does run into a waterway that is stocked with yellow belly, so who knows? Only time will tell. Here we go. Getting a bite on this rod. I want to catch fish. Oh, it's gone slack. Here it goes. Got him. Yes. Oh, something else took off over there too. I hooked this fish and then one took. Oh, I lost him. Bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Bugger it. Right, I nearly caught two for 22. I nearly had the daily double. I still might yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just up at the car and I noticed a little bite. Here he goes. He's still there. I haven't spooked him away. Just getting a bit of a bite here again. Here we go, I'm getting a bite again. Something just keeps nibbling ever so softly at the worms on this line. Just getting a bite on this line here. It's just pulling tight and going loose. Here it goes. Something's just ever so softly nibbling on it. I just had a really big bite on this line. He's back, he's back, he's back. Missed him, bugger. That wasn't a bad bite actually. He's back, straight back, look. Within seconds he's back. I'll kid you not, that wouldn't have been in 20 seconds and whatever it is has come back. Here we go, this one's back. Come on, give it a decent pull. Look at him, whatever it is nibbling at it. What a strike, I wonder. Got him! Yes! Just striking, just worked. What have I got? It's a bit of weight in it, whatever it is. Another big muddy, I'm guessing. God, it's bite central here tonight. Jeez, it's another big carp. Surely it can't be. I was hooked in the back. When I say hooked in the back, what happens? The line above the knot in the paternoster gets hooked on that top fin. I think this one, yeah, it's free now. I think this one might be a little bit longer than the last one, but maybe not as fat. It's every bit as fat. My God. And is this the land of the giants? Righto. Giant mud marlin. Oh, come on, you big old scaled whale. Oh. Oh. Look at this. It's another one the same as the other one. Except it's wrapped around that tree. Just got to watch it now the line doesn't get pulled in the drink. Oh, geez. Oh, look at that, they go. Whoa, 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 whoa. A hell of a mess. This is awesome. This is the Shimano Sienna, this reel. I bought this one at Trally's last year. Quite a nice reel too. No, an hell of a mess here. Wrapped me around all those branches. Losing a fish at this point isn't as bad as losing one before you can see what it is. The sinker is wrapped around all those branches. I'll change the angle a bit and see if that helps. I'll come down here to do it so I can keep a better eye on this other rod. Uh-oh. Hopefully the line snaps below the paternoster rig. So I'll lose the sinker but not the fish. I know people are going to say take your shoes and socks off and go in, but that's not going to happen. Oh. How frustrating is this? If that was... Oh, bugger. Look at that. Oh, he's still stuck to the tree, is he? Look at that. Snap the line. Yeah, he's still stuck to the tree. Oh, hang on. Stop this. I'm going to have to do this. I might not have lost this fish yet. Right, actually, is he still there? Is he still there or is he gone? What's my other rod doing down there? I think he's gone. Look, I've just kicked the shoes and socks off. And I was going to go out there and get him. I was hoping the line would snap below the sinker so that I'd still have the hook and the fish on. But it's, I think he's all gone. I'm not going to go in now. If I see him kicking and I know he's still there, I'll go in and get him off. But for now, I'm not going in, just in case. Here we go, getting the bottom of this rod again. This is why I just lost that fish on. Surely he hasn't come back already. Bugger, I should have struck them because that was quite a nice bite. Here we go, he's still there. Go, Robbie, get ready, Robbie, get ready, Robbie. And go. Yes! I wonder if it's the same one. Will it have a bit of fishing line hanging out its gob? Whatever it is, it's heavy. Oh, I'm fishing in the land of the giants today. Sort of not game enough to take my eye off my second rod at the moment. I should have brought a landing net. It's not a great spot to beach him here. This one's not as dark as that last one. The last one was a darker colour. So he's not going to have the line hanging out his mouth. Don't think he's quite as fat either. Oh, then again, they're so fat. Pigfish. I don't want to go down there in case I end up coming unstuck the same way I did last time. I don't reckon it's as fat as the first one that I got. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Please, 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 why don't you come to Robbie? Oh, no, 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 no. No, fatty, fatty, fatty. No fatty, no fatty. My God. Just watching this thing swirl around is like looking at the inside of my washing machine when it's on a full cycle. All right. I've got fish grips in the boot. I reckon I can go and grab them. Only if I use two hands, I'll get him. Got him. Pinned him. Look at the size of that. Holy crap. Holy. Oh, I'll break his gills. That is freaking hugely fat. I'm going to get the, I'm going to use the, oh, whoops. Sorry for the gore. That'll offend people. That's longer. That is longer than that first great big fat one that I caught. It's a good one. Probably 5 or 6 centimetres longer. That's probably, I reckon, 7 or 8 centimetres longer than my rod. Not longer than me saw. So one was about 1 centimetre longer. This one's a good 6 or 7 centimetres longer. I'll measure it when I get home. Whew, I'm puffed. Right, yeah, a little bit of interesting information. Just after I killed that last carp, a couple of farmers came past on their little Polaris from up there. They own the land over the back here, and we're having a chat, and they were telling me that this was bone dry just after Christmas. Because I said to them, it's funny how I came here a few times and caught nothing, and I thought maybe it might have dried up, and he said it did. It was bone dry just after Christmas last year. He said you could have walked straight across here without getting any mud on your boots. And isn't that amazing? He said there was no water to be seen, and yet now there's like massive big 10-pound fat carp in here. I wonder if they're so fat because there's not too many other carp for them to compete with for food. But isn't that amazing how this was dry only a few months earlier this year, and now the carp are here? Isn't it amazing how that has turned up from nowhere? Speaking of which, I'm just getting a little nibble on this line now. Just getting a really faint nibble on this line again. Ooh, that was a fair old bite. Got him! Another one! Whoa! Oh, he got off. He got off. He got off. That's 4 fish I've hooked here. I got here a bit after 3:30. It's now 20 past 5. I've hooked 4 fish and landed 2 in the last, is it 5? That's 5 fish I've hooked. I've landed 2, almost landed one that snagged me there and lost 2 out there. I've hooked 5 big fat fish in less than 2 hours. I'm having a blast. Call them what you will. Mud marlin, scaled whale, sewer bass, golden garbage, trash trout. It doesn't matter. Carp fishing is so much fun, and when they're this big and fat and you're catching them on light line, it just doesn't get much better than that. This is one of my favourite forms of fishing. I've had a fantastic time. Thank you very much for joining me on this fishing adventure. If you've liked what you've seen, why not give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that next time I upload a video, you'll get a notification.